Isang maligayang araw po muli sa lahat ng mga nanonood. At maligayang pagpapatuloy sa ating pag-aaral hinggil sa charcoal drawing. At muli po ay ikinagagalak ko rin batiin ang mga may-ari ng video clips na ginamit para sa online workshop na ito. At ngayong araw na ito tatalakayin natin ang mga gagamiting materyales sa charcoal drawing. At sa pagpapatuloy ng ating online workshop, ay inaanyayahan muna namin kayo na panoorin ang part 2 ng Draw and Tell video, habang hinahanda nila Andex at Andrew ang part 2 ng charcoal drawing, na mapapanood ninyo pagkatapos ng Draw and Tell video. Tara, manood muna tayo!
A son, technically firstborn, who showed exceptional strength and powers and was immediately favored by his parents and those in their inner circle, and a daughter, Kara, who was weak and barely survived at birth. She was malnourished and slow to learn and develop, showing no signs of Essenter's powers. It was understood that the son, Kai, who was indeed firstborn, was the one out of the two with the Essentist abilities, and who gained all the strength his pure-blood parents imbued, and that Kara was weak, due to how strong and quick to absorb power her brother was in the womb. And so it was in childhood. Kai was given the best of training and education, where Kara was all but discarded. To an Essentist, nothing matters but their power and practices. In fact, Essentists rarely have more than one child, so Kara was told simply to be grateful to be alive, but refused to let her have anything to do with their traditions or the knowledge and powers they harbored. Kara, however, grew to be a curious child and was hopeful that one day she would be loved and approved of by her parents. Determined, despite her weakness and lack of any kind of Essentist abilities, she snuck into her brother's lessons and watched in hiding through her childhood. She tried to practice under the covers at night, but she could never summon any powers or touch any essence she attempted to connect with. Meanwhile, her brother, Kai, grew selfish and vain. Born into wealth and destined for greatness, his strength, intelligence, talent, and power grew effortlessly, and so did his pride and greed.
Now we'll learn how to make charcoal powder at home using 5 different materials. We are using a plain white paper to make a very light charcoal powder. We burn the paper into flames and leave it in a container. Let this paper completely burn and become into ashes. Cover the lid, make sure you leave the lid a little open. After the paper is completely burned, start crushing it with the help of a brush. You have to make a fine powder of the paper that you have burnt. After making a plain powder, just filter the powder and let the impurities come out, and only fine powder is left behind. Now, the second method is using a newspaper. You can pick up any old newspaper, burn it with the help of a lighter, Let the entire paper burn. Start crushing the leftover paper with the help of a paintbrush. Make sure you crush it into fine powder. You can even do it with your fingers. After making the fine powder, again filter it out and take the impurities out, and only the fine powder is left behind. The texture has become very dark. Now with the help of a coconut shell, we will make the third texture. Put this coconut shell over a flame, let it burn. Put the shell in a container and cover the container. After the shell becomes a little cold, pick up the pieces of this shell and put it into a mixture blender. Crush them into small pieces and put it in the mixture. Now you can see how it has been into fine powders. Again, take out the impurities and leave the fine powder behind. You can see how dark the charcoal powder has become. Now, the fourth ingredients are branches or sticks that you find around. Just peel it off, remove the 2 layers of skin with the help of a knife. Burn after peeling it off. Let it burn completely. With this method, we will be creating charcoal sticks. Put it on the flame and leave it for some time. Once you start seeing it's becoming a little black, just take it out of the flame.